What's good, SAFC family? Brian Colbert here with one of our newest guys, Tani, Oluwaseyi.
There's a chance. And a go-ahead goal for San Antonio FC off the bench. His first goal for San Antonio FC, Tani Oluwaseyi.
Now, as I mentioned, you're one of our new guys. You are here on loaner from Minnesota. Now, that is something that happens a lot in the USL. Can you explain to us what the mentality is knowing, okay, you're coming to a new squad, you didn't really prepare to come to this squad, but that anytime you could also go back to your old squad. What is that like? What is the mental preparation for that?
I think for me personally, it's always just being locked in at whatever point it is, whether it's if Minnesota calls me back. I think the job stays the same regardless. It's just to win games and be the best player that you can be. So as long as you can stay in that mindset and just kind of realize that regardless of environment or teammates or whatever, if you do the right things, everything will pay off.
Does it make a difference knowing that you're coming to a team like SAFC that is defending a championship?
Oh, definitely. I think winning cultures are very different than every other culture. Every team is different, but when it's one with a winning mentality and winning players, it just makes it a lot more exciting because you know you're coming to a place where they're not just playing just for the sake of it. They're playing to get wins. They're playing to, be dominant, and that's a mindset and a mentality and a way of life that I think everybody needs to have if you're playing sports.
You mentioned mentality, and we all know the saying mentality monsters. In your own words, what have you seen from the mentality monsters since being here?
I think that's one of, honestly, the most interesting sayings that I've ever come across while I've been playing, and it's just one of those things where you can always improve in technique and things like that, but when it comes down to winning and doing those little things, giving that extra mile and just being a better player overall, mentality is what really makes a difference. It's honestly what separates most players from other players, just how they are mentally.
Well, Tani, you fit right in. You fit right in with the mentality monsters. Your first 2 games, 5 goals. That is a big deal, man. You came in ready to play. Tell us what it was like being able to have such big games, knowing all of the other things you're dealing with mentally that you mentioned earlier.
I think, you never expect to have such a big game when you go in. You just kind of go in with the right mindset, hoping to do the right things and hoping it pays off. But every once in a while, there's one of those games where everything you touch turns to gold. And luckily for me, that was one of those games. And it was fulfilling because I've put the work in for however many years, and to see it pay off in a little way, but something that matters to me, it was incredible.
Tani Oluwaseyi. What an introduction the 22-year-old has made on the league.
All the new players say how easy it has been to adjust to this kind of playing style. Can you talk about Coach Allen a little bit and tell him how he's made you feel comfortable being here, and also like his belief in you, because he threw you right into the fire. Talk about that a little bit.
Coming in, I had a conversation with him. He told me what he needed from me and how they play, and it was just a matter of in training and with help from my teammates and the coaching staff, just kind of buying into that mentality and buying into what they were doing here. And it was honestly a seamless transition for me, and I'm glad it's gone so well, and hopefully it just continues to get better.
Well, we see why you got in right away, man. You got a lot of game, and a lot of things that we hear from people when they talk about your game is your speed. You're fast, man. The way you get up and down this field is incredible. Are you ready to say? Because we've had Connor say he's the strongest. We've had Fabian say he's the best dressed. Are you willing to say that you are the fastest on SAFC?
I'm a modest guy. I'm a humble guy. There's a couple competitions here and there, but I think they know. I'll leave it at that. They know who the fastest is.
Well, I'm sure we're going to be cutting this up and showing them, so we'll see what the rest of the team feels. But you know what? My money is actually on you, brother.
It's on me, too.
Now, you're not just fast. There's a lot to your game. For the SAFC fans that aren't as familiar with your game, can you explain to them what you bring to the field outside of just your speed?
I think one of the biggest things as any player is just your understanding of the game. And I've been watching the game from a very young age, and over the years just building just that mindset and kind of just getting to know the game better, just getting more comfortable playing. So I think for me, the way I think on the field is one of the biggest things that I have going for me, and as well as my movement off the ball. I think those two things, that goes hand in hand with being able to see the game, read the game, know when to spin off a defender's shoulder and things like that. And there weren't always things that I had, but there were things that with every coach that I've had, they've kind of implemented into me, and every coach I've had has given me something different that I continue to use in my game today.
Well, let me tell you, that skill set has turned into success on the field for SAFC, and that success has turned into goals, and it's turned into some celebrations. Now, one celebration we've seen you do a couple times is like you put your hands up in the air, you do the little hop and jump, and it's so good that even your teammates jumped in and did the celebration with you. One, explain the celebration to us, and then also explain what it was like having a new team, all your teammates come and enjoy your celebration with you.
You know, I think for me it was something that just started kind of as a joke. There's kind of this running joke in the football world that's how they used to celebrate in like the 1950s. A long time ago when they played, they would just score and just kind of jump on the spot with their hands in the air. So I started doing it when my teammates would score. I'd just go next to them and kind of jump in the air like that. And then the training before the game, Mitch just casually, we scored in training and he went, "Oh, do the Tani," and then he like put his hand up and I said, "We got it." So then when the goal went in that game, it was just kind of, we all kind of knew what to do. Me and Mitch started it and everybody else joined in, and it was an incredible little video we got.
Well, man, that's awesome. We hope to see a lot more celebrations from you. It's been a pleasure walking the field with you. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Colbert walking the field with the fastest guy on the SAFC roster.
Yeah!